What's up, agents, and welcome back to a vendor reset video for the 14th of April 2026. Starting off at the base of operations, we've got a safety distance with damage to target out to cover if you really want it. I wouldn't recommend it, but it might be one for the stash. Everything else here though is pretty trash, so let's move on. Clan vendor this week has got a quiet raw, hard-wired backpack, ongoing directive knees, cavalier holster, a classic M1A, but yeah, not very good, unfortunately. The Legatus mask could be crit chance, crit damage if you really want it to be. Some really random shiny monkey. Some trash mods. Let's move on. Escalation's also reset. Maybe I need to include that in the video, but there you go. Countdown, we have got a perfect Thunderstrike SMG, but yeah, not worth it. We've got a spot on holster if you want one with crit damage, maybe you're using that, and the Jazz Hands shotgun, but it's got crit chance, so you'll need to change its damage to targets out of cover. Let's move on. Over at the theater, we got a Whisper, but definitely would not recommend that as a gun. There is a SIG CQB with eyeless and damage targets out to cover, but that would take a lot of optimization materials, so not something that I would recommend. Some trash mods. Let's move on. Down at the castle, there's a relic with perfect determined if you want it, but again, it's not very good. Some really horrible mods. Let's move on. At the campus, we've got a salvo, but it's got skill damage, so you'll need to change that off potentially to crit chance or crit damage. A damage to armor GR9. Some pretty terrible mods. I'm going to move on. DZ West has got a rock and roll, but yeah, that is a pretty hard gun to get, so maybe you want to pick that up. A classic M1A with back and forth. Everything's in the right place, but I really wouldn't recommend spending DZ credits on something you can get pretty easily elsewhere. Foundry Bulwark gloves, Eclipse Protocol knees. Ooh, and only an 11 PFE. That could have been everyone in the DZ this week if that was a max roll. Let's move on. DZ East has got a pinprick. Not very good though. A damage to armor MK46, yeah, I wouldn't recommend. We've got an aces and eights mask, ongoing directive holster, a Golem mask. Golem mask has got, yeah, no, probably wouldn't recommend. Yep, nothing good here. Let's move on. DZ South has got an orbit. I mean, this isn't an easy gun to get. Maybe if you've got some spare DZ credits and you want to try out the whole perfect finish thing, it's not really needed too much for the extra damage anymore, and you're probably running around with your quick step, but yeah, there's an option there if you want to try that out. Ongoing directive backpack, negotiators chest piece, not much else. Let's move on. Brooklyn at the bridge vendor, we have got an AUG A3 if you like it within sync. You can change the talent to whatever you want. It's already got damage to target out of cover on it. A good M249 with magazine size and killer. I would take off the magazine size here, potentially put crit chance. Killer's a great talent if you're playing solo especially. And I love the M249. Everything else though is pretty garbage. Let's move on. At the Haven vendor, we've got a honey badger with close and personal. Not a bad gun. You could change that to damage to target out of cover. It works fairly well with close and personal. Not impressed with anything else here, so let's go and see the main man. Looking for Roy to save us. Come on, Roy. What have we got? Not looking good so far. I mean, the Police 686 Magnum is a great pistol, very powerful with damage target out of cover, so you could perhaps change the talent to determined, and that would be pretty good if you've not got a harvest. Everything else though is not good. Not a great week. Let's leave it at that. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. As always, agents, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.